So today I'm going to give you a quick unboxing of the Ubiquiti 𝗕𝗂𝘁𝗁. This is a network video camera or network CCTV camera. What I'm going to do is talk straight over it. It's probably going to be quite hard for this to come out on camera because it is a black packaging, but we've got our camera itself. This is the dome version. They do kind of like outdoor ones as well, called the Bullet. It's got a 1 megapixel HDTV 720p camera. 1 megapixel doesn't sound much, but that's fine for video. It will actually run at up to 30 frames per second. It's got an 81 degrees horizontal angle of view. This being the dome means it's got quite a wide angle lens in it. It's got a built-in microphone, so you can actually hear the audio as well. One of the nice features, it's got a built-in SD card slot as well if you didn't want to run a full something called NVR setup, which is with a server. Powered through Ethernet, so it actually comes with a passive power over Ethernet box that I'll show you, or you can use a converter and use it in something like the Netgear power over Ethernet switch that I've recently unboxed as well. We've got the bezel and we've got the nut as well, which will show you how that works. So on the back it shows you the software that you can use. You can download this software and run it on a PC for free. They also sell their own kind of small like NVR device for quite a reasonable amount of money that will do that for you as well. One of the nice things, you can upload a map of your place. You can also get one from Google Maps as well. You can place where the cameras are, you can kind of see that physically. This will record on things like motion, things like that. Tell you how many people have been through there, everything like that really. So we see our AirVision requirements, which is for the software to run it. It's compatible for Windows 7 or the Microsoft Windows platform, and Ubuntu as well. However, you can run it on things like Debian Linux as well. Intel or compatible 1.6 GHz or faster processor, and 2 gigs of RAM. I would recommend more for depending on how many cameras you've got. I'm going to be running 8 in total. I'll probably be putting about 6 gigs of RAM to that and a quad-core processor. This just quickly shows you how to set it up. If you don't have DHCP on your network, it will give you the default IP there of what this camera will be and the default username and password. Of course, as soon as you've got this set up, change those details. If you are actually going to be using this with the NVR software, you just plug it in. If you've got DHCP on your network, it'll find it, set it up for you, and sort it out. Tell you if there needs to be anywhere firmware updates, things like that, which is really handy. So I'll try and get this out of the box. So we've just got our kind of plastic holder here. We do also have in the bottom, we have our 𝗕𝗂𝘁𝗁 security camera, 𝗕𝗃𝗁 quick start guide. This is nice kind of printed manual. We get the camera, 24 volt power over Ethernet adapter, power cord and quick start guide, and it kind of tells you there. So this you can use in like a ceiling tile for a false ceiling. You can cut the hole and that screws in there. You can mount it different ways, how to use the software, etc, etc. So this is the European model. In the box they give you a European power plug to a cloverleaf power for the passive power over Ethernet adapter. Put that back in there nicely. However, the company that I've actually bought this from in the UK also actually gives you the UK version as well. So we have the power over Ethernet passive adapter here itself. How this works is you plug power into here. You have power over Ethernet port, which is the Ethernet cable that's going to go into the camera. And then from whatever device, maybe your switch, your router, anything like that, will then come into your LAN port. So all it does is it takes your connection to the internet or to your network on the LAN side, applies power and sends that down the power over Ethernet cable to the camera itself. They do also make a larger switch with this built in, or like I mentioned earlier, you can use a normal power over Ethernet switch. However, you do have to use a adapter in line before it plugs into the camera. That's because the normal power over Ethernet runs at 48 volt and this is 24 volt. Here's the camera itself. We've got plastic wrapping on the top, which I can pull off for you. Because it's a dome, they've used a slightly cut version there. So it's actually already in its housing. To simply get it out, we twist it until all the holes line up. Or you can also look on the front and we've got our arrow. We want to line that up, this part here. What that means is then it's released and we can drop it out. So this is the camera itself, the dome camera, in its cylindrical shape. We've got our Ethernet port on the back there. It also supplies our power, as I mentioned. We've got our micro SD card slot there that we'll just clip in, and we've got our camera itself. Now this looks like one that moves, it doesn't move around. You expect that for the price point. To actually get us to release, like so, and you can move the top. So you can actually tilt the camera. So if this was mounted, let's say like that, and you want to look at a hallway, if it's mounted, you want to look at a hallway, you could then rotate the camera up to look down the hallway. Or if it was mounted on a wall and you wanted to look straight, you can do that as well. Once you've rotated it, you can also then rotate the camera left and right, or you can rotate the whole module left and right. So I'm just going to leave that straight for now. Once you've done adjusting where it's going to be viewing, you can then just clip the top back on. So that's the camera module itself. This is the housing for it. As it says that you've got a screw here, which just unscrews. And then what you do is you get this whole module here. You would cut a hole in whatever you're going to be placing this in. This is designed for false ceilings in the ceiling tile. So you'd cut a hole there. This would then slide up into it. You'd very easily get the bracket, tighten it down. If it's quite thick tile, you'd be able to be alright. If it's quite thin, you'd also be fine. Then once you've got this in, you can feed the Ethernet cable through, connect that into the camera, line the camera up, again with that arrow there. It's just going to drop through, you twist, and that's nicely secured, and then that's your camera all set up. And that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. It's a very simple unit. It works quite well, especially for the price. It is a HD 720p camera, but don't expect it to be anything like your camcorder or anything like that. This doesn't include extra features such as night vision, things like that. That's exclusively for the outdoor camera versions. However, I believe these would work with the night vision additions such as IR panels or IR lights you can usually find on places like eBay. So that's really it. That's the unboxing and first look of the Ubiquiti Aircam Dome. I also have the outdoor cam as well called the 𝗕𝗲𝗍𝗲𝗲𝗍. I've got lots of networking videos coming up, so feel free to check out my channel and see if there's any more that spark your interest, or subscribe to see the new ones coming up. Hopefully I'll be able to do an overview of when all this kit is installed and show you how it works and give you a bit of a review and a bit of a tour.